How do you do, fellow kids? I am back, and I have my another review to do. I'm going to go ahead and unbox this Baroness. This, I believe, is going to be the most rare figure for Wave 1. I did some, just made some assumptions, did some math, and I think there's going to be less than, there was about a 12,000 unit production run on her. In fact, I think she is the reason why everyone who didn't get their pre-orders in, I believe it's because of her. And I think there was a snafu between what Walmart was doing and what Hasbro had done. I would say that the pre-orders probably were like 10 to 20%, and then the pre-orders, like me, I think a lot of people ordered the same quantities of Snake Eyes, Storm Shadow, and Baroness, or one Snake Eyes, one Storm Shadow, and one Baroness. And then when they got to the Walmart.com, the cases got to the Walmart.com warehouse, the cases were probably short of Baroness, and I think that's why everybody's is getting delayed, is because they had some that were shipped to stores and some that were shipped to Walmart.com, and the ones at Walmart.com did not fit the quantities that Walmart had projected originally. So that's why people who ordered these together, Walmart's trying to ship them all together, but they don't have enough, probably enough Baroness. I think there's 3 times as many Snake Eyes as Baroness, so that's probably not a problem. They probably have more than enough Snake Eyes to fulfill their pre-orders, but I would guess that it's her fault. All right, so let's just go ahead and take a little look at this packaging. Got the Hector Garrido artwork, loads of accessories. I recognize some of these accessories from the Rise of Cobra version of Baroness, and I think basically each successive version of Baroness has kind of had that same loadout. And the Rise of Cobra definitely had that grappling hook thing, and I think these are Rise of Cobra style pistols, which I don't know, they're fine. I don't like them as much as ones that look like they could be real world weapons. They look a little too sci-fi to me, and not as nice and detailed as the kind of sci-fi weapons that the pistols, like Destro's pistol from the early 80s. But I do like these machine guns. I do like these rifles, and in my mind, that's how the Baroness would be kitted out. She would have 2 machine guns, 1 in each hand. So that's how I'm going to display her, and maybe the Hiss driver is going to get one of these pistols, or both of them, or something. On the back side, we've got the file card in several different languages, and unfortunately, all this, it's all condensed down. Basically, all we get is graduated from student radicalism into international sabotage and the ranks of Cobra. She's the Cobra intelligence officer, primary specialty intelligence, that makes sense. Secondary specialty fixed wing pilot. Oh, so she can fly a Rattler. Birthplace classified. So my headcanon is that she was married to Baron Ironblood, and that's why she's the Baroness. And she betrayed Baron Ironblood, and got all of his former, betrayed him with, or joined forces with Red Laser, and they overthrew Baron Ironblood. But that's just kind of some funny Action Force G.I. Joe crossover headcanon that I have about Baroness. So I have to say, I really do like this. I really do like this figure. I think I'm trying to remember. I believe I remember watching a review of like probably the 2007 25th anniversary version of Baroness, and the reviewer was just talking about how it's the best version of the Baroness. And to my knowledge, this is the same figure with a new head sculpt, better printing technology for the face details, and I think it looks good. I think this is a great figure. I never got one of the 6-inch Baroness G.I. Joe classified figures, and those have incredible details and look great. But I think this looks just as good. And I mean, I don't know. I love this scale. I mean, she's very slender. I mean, it's you know, they did a good job of paring down the sculpts to make her feel more feminine. You know, I think with the 3 3/4 inch, and I've heard interviews. I think it was Bill Merkline, the sculptor, who said that it was difficult to make the vintage era version, you know, vintage era action figures, the female action figures, feminine, because they were all built on the same body structure as the male figures. And so, you know, other than a couple of sculpting areas where you could kind of make them a little curvier, there wasn't a way to make them, you know, make it look like, oh, this is a female character versus a male character. So they kind of did have a little bit of a more masculine build to them, which I'm not complaining about. I really like the vintage figures. I only have one female figure, Lady J, and I think she's fine. You can tell that she's a woman. I mean, the sculptors did do a great job of working with what they had and still creating a figure that was still feminine. I think Bill Merkline also talked about, you know, Jinx too, and how Jinx was, you know, came out really, really well, and that the female figures, like I was saying earlier, were made in smaller production runs, which in some ways is a shame, you know, but at the same time, it makes them more collectible. It makes them, you know, more of an item for, you know, collectors and completists. So I think I'm going to switch her out with her briefcase. There we go. Gosh, she looks great. I think this is a great character. Great version of this character. I don't have a vintage Baroness, but I do have a battle pack version of her original rifle. I wanted to kind of see what that looked like in her hands. You know, the scale's a bit wrong, but yeah, that looks cool too. This plastic it's such a weird plastic. It's so different than all the other accessories for vintage G.I. Joe. It's my understanding that this is authentic to the battle accessory packs for this specific gun. I have it in white, and also I think I have one or two that are red. But yeah, I'm having a hard time putting it in her hands. Her hand is a little bit small, but yeah, that would work too. Yeah, overall, I would probably give this a 10 out of 10 compared to the other figure that mean, I've got the two drivers, but the other carded figure that I have reviewed is Snake Eyes, and I give Snake Eyes more of a 7. I think this harness really doesn't do anything for me. I want to keep it on him. I want a good complete version, and I might pick up a second one where I'll cut this harness off. But Baroness has a great sculpt. She's got a good silhouette. I love her. I think her accessories are great. You know, I think they go well with her character. Her body armor kind of hides the chest articulation right here, or the sculpt of her body armor. So that doesn't look awkward. You know, the legs, arms, everything else, really good articulation. It was a little bit stiff out of the box. The paint apps are great. The Cobra logo is just amazing. The Cobra logo, it's got texture and the paint apps just come together to make that really pop. She also has some paint apps over here on her gauntlets. It's really cool. It matches her belt, and she's got high-heeled boots, good ankle articulation, so you can kind of get her into a good pose. Yeah, I really like this. I mean, you know, for the first wave of figures, I don't have any of these figures. I don't have any vintage figures to compare them to. I don't have a Baroness, and I don't have a Snake Eyes. Well, actually, I have a version 3 Snake Eyes, but I don't have the comparable version, I guess. Yeah, the extra accessories can go towards the other Cobra figures. Let's see. She's got let's see. I think I can put this machine gun in here. No, it's a little too big, I guess. I guess that doesn't fit. Oh wait, no. Yeah, I guess if you orient it that way, you can pop that machine gun in there. Probably room for the second pistol. So just get a little kit here. Yeah, look at that. It's like they planned this, you know. She can hold all of her accessories except for this pistol, and same thing with Snake Eyes. He can hold all of his accessories except for that like Walter PPK pistol that I gave to Crankcase. So, yep, pretty cool. Loving this figure. Yeah, at this distance, they would still miss each other if it was the Sunbow cartoon, right? Yeah. So anyway, Baroness is I rated a 10 out of 10. Probably the best figure in this wave. Of the 4 that I've opened, gosh, I don't know. I really like this. I mean, I'm partial to Cobra anyway, so I'll probably rate her number 1. His driver number 2, maybe Crankcases number 3, and poor Snake Eyes gets last on the list. But I have one more to open for wave 1. That's Storm Shadow. I'll probably be opening that this weekend. And but yeah, so I love this figure. I know that they're going to be rare out there. I hope you get your hands on one. I think there's only about 12,000 that was made in this production run, and compared to about 36,000 for Snake Eyes, and about 24,000 for Storm Shadow. But yep, really great figure.